saying no names. Now, I ain't gonna lie, it's one. This shit is funny to me, D. I can't help it. I think he's some bodyguard that, you ever heard of Big Homie CC?
No.
That's his name? That's his name, Big Homie CC.
Name. I ain't saying no names. Now, I ain't gonna lie. It's one of, this is funny to me, D. I can't help it. I think he's some bodyguard that, you ever heard of Big Homie CC? No, I was his name. That's his name. Big Homie CC? He's this some bodyguard for people and all like that. And he even said my name. I was shocked. I was like, what is Corey Hawk going to do? Fight everybody. Look, let me tell you something to all you guys out there, including Big Homie CC. Listen, man. Y'all got it twisted. Y'all got the story wrong, man. Y'all got to understand, man. I ain't F to fold for I'm not F to fold up. That's not how I do, because I can't fold up for nothing because I know what I did to get here. If research was done on what's happening to me now, this is the first time I ever seen something like this. And if they can do it to me, they can do it to anybody. They can do it to anybody. What's happening to me? If they're doing it to me, they could do it to anybody. So if the new thing is pay bloggers to come up with the same type of thing, they all say the same type of thing. And that runs down people who have basically built up whatever they following or whatever. If that runs you away, then you know what I'm saying. I don't know what to say. But to the Big Homie CC, you don't know me. You don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they told you. But __, I don't know what to say. I just don't fold for now. Like I say, if I'm wrong, I'ma say I'm wrong. But all that I know it's people out here with real reputations. But I got a reputation for being a comedian. And I'm just saying I don't fold for if I'm out of pocket. I'm saying I'm out of pocket. But I don't fold for cause whoever somebody is that ain't that get the out of here. So I'm saying music to all the people out there who watch this train wreck come about be down. But 5150 was in the house in Birmingham, and 5150, I'm about to fight Corey Hawk. Not for real. You see that video him knocking that girl out. You know what? I didn't see the video, but I just read about it today. I didn't know anything happened or what happened, but I read a headline about it. Corey Hull, you bogus as hell. That ain't right. It's not a good look at all, bro. So many people tag me in this, and I see it. I'm looking like, damn, that's how you coming on, bro. I gotta have that one. I need that bump right there for sure. So, they try to stand up with me and him on brand wrist, man. That talk about Corey Hawk being a pedo-y and a woman B.O. when I see you, I'm slapping you. Damn, we're right now then. Hey, Corey Hawk brand say they got $50,000 apiece for us to get in the ring right now, and you ducking. They said they've been calling you, and you ducking. Ducking stuff. Yeah, because he does do a lot of tough talking with a lot of he fights girls. That's what I'm saying. Well, I saw the video. Yeah, and then why put on my life for protecting people from people talking like that? So, music, this just definitely enticed me for sure. We have to see what's going on with them. Even if I got to pull up one of his next shows, I will. Yeah, if he gets booked, if I see a booking, laughter, be pressing to the promoters for sure. Yeah, something gonna have to happen. Yeah, because this Corey Holcomb fans are really starting to flip on him after yet another rough podcast episode. People aren't just annoyed, they're exhausted. The views dropping week after week tell the whole story, and it's not looking good at all. What used to feel raw and entertaining now feels repetitive and lazy. And supporters are calling it out loud and clear. The biggest issue, the show music feels stuck. It's the same routine every week. Corey pulls up, talks big, makes bold claims, and the audience just isn't buying it anymore. Fans are saying the podcast barely offers anything fresh. Music, and remember when he was bragging about how the audience made him rich and famous? That was just about 3 weeks music ago when he pulled around 390,000 views on one episode. The very next week, it dipped hard to around 160,000 views, and the slide hasn't stopped since. That's not a small drop. That's a serious music shift in energy. Now, the numbers are hitting levels we haven't seen in about 5 months. To put it in perspective, most other live podcasts usually land somewhere between 180,000 and 250,000 music views with no problem. But this one, it keeps sinking lower and music, lower, and fans are clearly sending a message. The numbers barely move after the live stream ends. And that's the scary part. After almost a full music day, it was sitting around 122,000 views. And that's rough. For a platform that used to spike heavy, that kind of slow crawl feels music like a warning sign flashing bright red. The momentum just isn't there anymore. And once you actually click on the episode, you start to see why people are tuning out. Fans are saying they're flat out tired of Corey, and music, the same behavior every single week. The energy felt off from the jump. He was eating into the mic most of the show, which people picked music up on immediately. Viewers were saying he looked nervous and distracted, not locked in like before. In the comments, they weren't holding back at all. One person wrote, "He really don't be talking about anything important." Another said, "The show used to have substance, real topics, real debates, stuff people could actually think about. Now it feels like long rants with no direction." Someone else pointed out that every few minutes he brings up Anton, TMZ, Godfrey, bloggers, or Christina, no matter what the topic is, but at the same time he claims he's not bothered. Fans are looking at that like, come on, that doesn't add up. At this point, people are saying contradiction. Music equals Corey. And this isn't just random critics talking. Even longtime supporters are speaking up. One real fan said, "This show used to be really good. I would music watch the whole thing. It's been almost 3 months since I've watched the full episode." That's not hate. That's disappointment. Another viewer wrote, "Nobody is after Corey. His own actions brought all the problems he has now." That comment hit hard because a lot of people agree with it. In the history of mankind, I say that because Corey Holcomb, have been under attack by mainstream media as they pay little buster-ass bloggers to come up with to say about me. I don't think this has ever happened in the history of podcast. These littlers getting paid. Next time you want to say something to them, ask them, "Did you get paid to say that?" Because this ain't even in my demographic. Got my business in there, and it's all the same headlines. He's finished. Anyway, the numbers keep sliding because fans are slowly walking away. Scroll through the comment section, and it's tough to find anything positive anymore. Instead of loyal supporters, music defending him, it feels like people are just watching out of curiosity or to see what he says next. Some viewers even admit they tune in just to react to the chaos. That's a dangerous shift for any creator. People are saying they've seen a different side of him, and it's changed how they feel. They believe he's living in his own bubble, disconnected from reality. The podcast opened like usual with more accusations. Music, it used to be bloggers are using my name for clicks. Now the claim has leveled up to him, saying he's such a legend. Music, that major outlets like TMZ are paying bloggers directly to post about him. It's the hottest thing on the internet. Y'all took away the "I took over the Epstein file." They the Epstein that on me. Oh my God, which is what they want in the first place. I just didn't think they would use me. Laughter, I will say I'm shocked. I'm like they used me. But I'm saying like that's a huge jump, and fans are looking at that narrative sideways, wondering how it keeps escalating every week. Imagine finding a podcast you genuinely rock with because it had real topics, music, sharp jokes, and cultural conversations that actually meant something. You tuned in every week because it felt like an OG comedian giving game with humor and insight. Then one day you press play, music, and it's completely different. The same person you respected now sounds disconnected, pushing wild theories about invisible enemies that nobody else can see. That shift, music, would feel crazy to witness. That's how some longtime viewers are describing it. They're saying the tone has changed dramatically and not in a good way. Instead of focused conversations, it feels like long stretches of accusations and conspiracy music talk. For fans who were there for the laughs and the wisdom, that's disappointing. It's like watching your favorite show slowly turn into something unrecognizable. During a recent episode, he seriously suggested that powerful forces were targeting him as a music distraction from the Epstein files. That's a massive claim. We're talking about one of the biggest global stories, music, in recent history involving high-profile figures and international headlines. And now the idea being pushed is that bloggers in the urban space are somehow being paid to shift attention toward him instead. Viewers are hearing that and asking, does that even make sense? Some supporters are worried about the direction, this is heading. They're not laughing anymore. They're concerned. They're wondering how it escalated from bloggers. Music, use my name for clicks, to global powers are coordinating distractions around me. That's a serious leap. Instead of diagnosing or attacking him, many fans are just confused and sad about what they're seeing unfold. When an entertainer starts sounding detached from reality, people don't just joke, they start stepping back. And right now, that's exactly what seems to be happening. Wait, so music, the idea is that major networks like CNN, Fox News, political commentators, and huge online personalities are somehow being overshadowed by Corey Holcomb news. That's the claim. That's a wild reach. The internet moves fast, and the competition for attention is brutal. To suggest that global headlines are being drowned out by one podcast rant just doesn't line up with reality. Let's be music real for a second. If something is dominating the internet, you see it everywhere. Trending lists, music, news cycles, social feeds, search engines. That's how the system works. Music, when you actually check what's trending, his name isn't popping up in those top spaces. Not in general categories, not in the major headline rotations. And that's not disrespect, that's just data. Even narrowing it down to entertainment, where you would expect him to have the best chance. The biggest trending stories are still other artists, actors, and major releases. The numbers show what people, music, are actively searching for, and it's clear the spotlight is somewhere else. That's why the distraction narrative, music, feels exaggerated to viewers. The internet is massive. Thousands of stories trend every single day across politics, sports, entertainment, and global news. To believe that all of that noise is being redirected toward one podcast personality, that's a stretch. And fans watching this play out are starting to question how grounded that perspective really is. Nick Cannon is trending higher than Corey Holcomb right now. Let that sink in for a second. When you scroll through what's actually buzzing online, you see major celebrities, breaking stories, viral moments, but you don't see Corey at the top of those lists. That's just the reality of how the internet works. The audience laugh at her jokes. Have you ever seen Samoram in concert? She's one of the best comedians out there. So I'm saying to y'all, you ain't gonna stop people from her core audience crowd from going to see her. Just like with me, you would think, what do they have been paid to do? Like I say, ask them, does somebody pay you to put this up? Because you ain't even in his demographic. People pay people. This is the first time I've ever seen it. The big media network came out, said something about me. They said, oh, that ain't the way to go. We'll pay these bloggers to say stuff about Corey. You're not going to stop my core audience. You're going to make the lames who don't know nothing about me. Attention online is measurable, and if something is truly dominating, it shows up everywhere. So, when the narrative becomes, I'm the biggest distraction on the internet, people start scratching their heads. Viewers are literally scrolling and saying, stop me when you see his name. And it's just not there in music, those top headline spaces. That disconnect is what has fans questioning the perspective. Now, when it comes to Craig Smith, that's different. A lot of people still respect him. They say he carries himself with integrity and keeps things grounded. I don't understand why people are acting like, well, let me speak for myself. I ain't about to switch up. I'm not in the industry. You can't make me scared to speak from the heart. And if I ever say something that ain't right, I say, yo, eye that up. Have I made jokes that I'm like, oh, I pushed the line on that one. Let me cool out. Yes, it's part of how a man like me from Robert Taylor Housing Projects is able to make a living out here in the game. I'm not with the industry where I have to watch what I say. And that might be my issue. You ain't got no filter. I want a filter. I want to be respected. And I feel like I'm respected by people who go to comedy shows. Because when you see me at a comedy show, you get it. I watch people who don't like me, and I could tell start laughing. What happened to that window? What did he say? That means a lot when you can win over people that ain't even got the best intentions by you. I win them over because I'm talented. And all this stuff where y'all are talking about people getting cancer is it's okay. It's okay. Some say stay struggling. Okay, if I'm struggling, I love his struggle laughter, as they chime in as they're actually on the show inside the chat. Okay, I love my struggle. My struggle is real. Now, I'm not going to lie. Music, It's not fair that a whole bunch of black bloggers can get paid to talk about a man they don't even know. That ain't cool. Music, that ain't cool. If it done went that far, I can see if you follow my career and then you got something to say about me. See, don't even know me. They just got paid to say something. And when they say, that's why I said, snap, get a picture of who they are. Music, and what we gotta do, we gotta have this audit of everybody and how they got paid to do it. Because this is an easy game. But I'm just saying, you can even sense on camera that sometimes he looks uncomfortable when the conversation spiral. It's subtle, but viewers pick up on energy shifts, and that dynamic makes the situation even more awkward to watch. What's really concerning for fans is how far the conspiracies are stretching. It started with bloggers chasing clout. Then it turned into bigger media narratives. Now it's hinting at large outlets being involved without directly naming them. Viewers understand that making serious claims about established platforms, music, can bring serious consequences. That's not drama. That's just how media law works. At the end of the day, people aren't laughing the way they used to. They're confused. They're concerned. And they're wondering how a podcast that once thrived on sharp humor and cultural commentary turned into this spiral of escalating claims. So now the claim has evolved again. He's saying that certain mainstream outlets without music directly naming them are supposedly paying creators per Corey Holcomb video per story covered about him. That's the new angle. And then it escalates even further with talk about doing an audit to uncover exactly how much money is allegedly being sent out. That's a bold statement to make on a public platform. Here's the issue, though. The core audience isn't buying it anymore. They're speaking up in the comments and saying straight up, "You're contradicting yourself." Some are calling him a hypocrite. Others are saying they used to overlook certain personality quirks because the show was entertaining. But now they feel the quality dropped and they're pointing directly at him as the reason. What fans are expressing is actually simple. They're saying the co-hosts haven't drastically changed. I got a pair of Levises and lay weight. I got a pair of Levises and lay weight. Music, I ain't gonna get them for a couple of weeks. Cause I ain't got no gigs. I'm out here up. Laughter, let me tell you something. They gotta keep paying to come at me. But it don't stop. I'm really that who I said I am. It's 20 funny comics in America coming from the urban side of the game where I'm from. It ain't for 20. I'm one of them. I'm on my way to Nashville this week. God damn it. I'm F to tear it up. Tear it up. Even if you're mad at me, I'm still funny. So you make your little he's done. All that fat ass mutant. I'm a fat ass. What's that one more? I'm gonna say his name. Nasty ass immigrant. They'll run with that. Run with that. Push up in a fago. Get your cake out of here. Keep running on my trip. I'll be back. Keep making a video with my name and likeness on there. I love it. The format hasn't dramatically shifted. The production isn't what flipped the vibe. In their eyes, the biggest difference is the music direction of the conversations. The repeated topics, the same accusations, the same media claims. Viewers feel stuck in a loop. And when audiences feel like they're hearing the same thing over and over, they tune out fast. Some supporters even feel like the confidence behind these statements doesn't hit the same anymore. They're watching and sensing hesitation. It's almost like the energy that once carried the show isn't as strong as it used to be. And when your own base starts questioning your consistency, that's when you know something deeper is going on. Right now, it feels less like entertainment and more like a standoff between a creator and his own audience. And the audience seems to be stepping back. Last week, he was saying he was going to come take our YouTube income. Now the story shifts again. Now, the claim is that creators are being paid off platform with direct checks just to talk about him, and that he's going to run an audit to expose it. An audit? How exactly is that supposed to work? Let's break that down logically. Even if in some alternate universe that theory were true, how would he audit anything? Is he planning to walk into a major media office and demand financial records? That's not how the world works. Private companies don't just hand over payment documents because someone on a podcast says so. That's not power. That's imagination running wild. And that's what people are reacting to. Viewers are asking who is telling him he has that level of authority. Who is feeding this idea that he controls the narrative or the industry? Because from the outside looking in, it doesn't match reality. Commentary about public figures falls under fair use and free speech. Creators can discuss topics, react to statements, and critique content within the rules. That's how the platform operates. Nobody is asking permission to turn on a camera. Nobody needs approval to analyze what was said publicly. That's the ecosystem of online media. The internet isn't a monarchy where one person decides what can or can't be discussed. Music, and here's where it gets more personal. The creator speaking on this says he was actually moving on to different topics this week. He wasn't even planning to continue covering it. But when his name was mentioned again, and music, when certain comments about immigrants were made on the show, it shifted the energy. At that point, it stopped being random coverage and started feeling direct. Originally, it was just commentary, not personal, just analysis. Music, but once you bring someone's name into it repeatedly and expand the accusations, you can't be surprised when they respond. That's how the internet works. Mention somebody and they might answer back. At first, I had no real dog in this fight. The only thing I wanted was a simple apology for those so-called jokes that crossed the line. That was it. But now it feels personal. Corey, the challenge is music accepted. From this point forward, every time a new podcast drops, there will be a breakdown. Every single week, if there's an episode, there's going to be a critique. That's how this is moving now. Nobody forced this lane. It was opened up by the constant mentions and escalating claims. So, music, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it consistently. Let's be clear, though. This is still commentary. It's still analysis. It's still fair use and free speech. When public statements are made, people can respond. That's how this platform works. If you bring someone's name into your narrative repeatedly, you can't be shocked when they answer back with their own perspective. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you honestly believe mainstream media is coordinating music attacks? Do you believe bloggers are secretly getting paid per video just to talk about him? Or do you think viewers are simply reacting to patterns they've been watching for months? Some people feel like accountability, music, is finally catching up. Others think it's overblown. What's your take? He keeps saying people are lying on him. But what exactly is the lie? That's the part people are still waiting, music, to hear clearly explained. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Make sure you subscribe to Dripzine, hit that like button, share this video, and help the channel grow by clicking the hype button. Appreciate every single one of you for rocking with the movement.